All right, guys, welcome. It is time for another cast from the EPT Weekly. Up here in the top right, we are studying his Protoss vs Zerg play. He is one of the most frustrating people to play against on the ladder. It is the one and only master of Dick Boys, Parting. He likes to shout in the pre-lobby chat that he's going to twist his opponent's dick off. Dick with 3 C's, so it's not offensive. Apparently, I don't know. I guess it implies that it's a thick dick. I don't know. He likes his potty humor. He likes to shout. He has terrible mic quality, but he's one of the best PvZ players in the world. He's currently in the round of 16 of GSL, preparing for a group with Beyond, is it? I think he's in Beyond Maru Stats and Parting, I believe, is a group. It's an insane group. But his opponent down here in the bottom left is actually a very good... some people would call him an up-and-comer, but I think he's beyond up-and-coming at this point. Very well-established pro gamer, who I should have beaten with my battlecruiser build earlier in this tournament, but I unfortunately wasn't. I forgot Yamato Cannon and tried to fight over the Spore Crawlers with 7 BCs. It was not great. But Vanya, hailing from Russia, very good player. So that probe there doing some fancy micro to be as annoying as possible. He's already come across the map really early to block the hatchery, forces Vanya into the third. Behind this, a super standard opening. Pauses probes to get 20 Nexus, 20 Cybercore, restarts probe production, builds a 21 pylon, 22-second gas geyser, and just non-stop probes from then on. Chrono boosts the Adept, and you can see already queues up the Stalker, and he's going to chrono boost a second time in just a moment. Shades the Adept across. So the Adept needs to go scout. The probe here is actually going to block the natural. It's interesting Parting keeps doing this. He was doing this earlier. Normally, you would only do this with Cybercore first, because that Adept is going to take a while to get here. He's going to have to keep... Oh, he cancels at the last second, gets the money back. He's trying to just block this hatch, but I don't think he's going to get it. I think the hatch gets down. Hatch gets down. So the third hatch starts. He really wanted to block that. Parting here. Normally, you do that with a Cybercore before Nexus, but Parting is just trying to get away with everything. He's like, no. I'll have my cake and I'll also eat it, please. I would love to have the economic Nexus before core opening, but I also want to block your third because I am one of the most annoying players. 2 drone kills. Oh my god, this Adept. Vanya kept expecting that Adept to try to shade out, so he kept sending the Zerglings down here to intercept it, and Parting was like, screw it, let's just get whatever damage done that we can. Behind this does queue up another Adept. That's important. So it's basically saying, look, if Zerglings come, I need another gateway unit or I could die to a Ling Flood. It's going to go Resonating Glaives, Robo, and we're going to see 1 worker pulled off each gas and a 3rd and 4th gateway. So that we saw this build order almost every other game over the last 6 months, but Parting is an expert at it. So one of the problems players have been facing is they rely on going 4 or 5 queens, sometimes there's a spine crawler, and then relying on mass Ling to defend the first wave or 2. They then trickle out roaches off just this single gas geyser. Now, the advantage of this style and why it's superior, or at least thought to be superior, to the traditional old style, where you just not drone your third, stay on 2 base, build roaches, is number 1. Well, your third base is all the way over there half the time. In the current meta, Protoss are always blocking your natural. So you can't do that slower kind of just keep drones off your third because, well, how are you going to defend here and up here with just roaches? You need more mobility. The other advantage, of course, with this is the fact you get drones on your third early, which gives you, even though you're only at 40 drones, a big mineral boost. Now, I really love this. 3 Ravagers and mass Zerglings. We saw Armani do this the other week, where basically what Armani was trying to focus on is get the Lings around, and even though Adepts normally kick the crap out of Zerglings, once they get to decent numbers, the Ravagers will then drop Biles in the middle of them while they're held in place. He knows he's not going to commit to that shade, so Vanya keeps the Ravagers out of position and is like, wait, what? You're not meant to commit this early. But goes for it, does Parting. Ooh, looks for the Biles, doesn't land. Oh, actually gets 2 Adepts, not bad. Gets a bunch of those Adepts down, great D. Oh, the Prism, the Prism. Oh, only 2 Biles. No, that was 3, the Prism goes down. Uh-oh, Parting drops the ball. He's gonna have to dig deep to get back in this one. There's a lair on the way. The Adepts are still threatening, but even those are in danger of just getting straight up surrounded and just absolutely twisted. Oh no, look at the Biles. Oh, even pulls the Zerglings back. Vanya with a spectacular defense, these 2 Adepts, and look at that, even pulling drones and doing spore tricks, only loses 1 worker there. Oh my lord, you might think, look at the workers, it's okay, Parting's fine. No, it's not. He's so screwed. He's got one Stalker, one Observer, and one Warp Prism. Vanya has a bloody army. Vanya has no pressure on him right now, can drone to Kingdom Come. And Parting is deep down a well of, oh no, I can't believe I lost those first Adepts. And step 2, I can't believe I lost the Warp Prism to follow it up. 2 unforgivable mistakes. And I think the secret to Parting's success in recent times with this build is he always usually waits for the second Warp in of Adepts, gets to 12, and then he shades up the ramp and takes the fight. But he went for it really early this time, and even though the Ravagers were out of position, he got punished very hard for it. And it's definitely cost him in a big way. You can see he's being very sneaky up here. He wants to warp in DTs. There is a Spore in the main, but there's good Overlord coverage as well. So I do think Vanya should be pretty well prepared for this. 55 workers, adding +1 range, roach speed. A bit of a supply block for the Zerg, but nothing big. He's got those Overlords starting to pop up now. Prism has been spotted. There's even a Zergling that's literally standing underneath it. And that's going to do nothing. Oh, the Spore moves. That is a mistake, actually. Didn't realize it was DTs in there. DTs will grab 1, 2 drones. Can they get any more? The Queens should really be moving down to punish this. This Prism going this deep, this is such a Parting move. Just complete YOLO. Very little respect for his own safety. He will try to push his advantages and his edges, but now he's starting to take a bruising on that Warp Prism. And very intelligently, he takes a corner base. I love this. Vanya's going to come in. Notice he's looking like he wants to take a third, but Parting realizes that if his opponent just masses Roach Ravager Zergling, he won't be able to defend. So intelligently, he says, let's pretend I'm going for this third. I know I'm going to have to cancel it, even if I build it, or not even build it. Just try to recall some probes to the corner or sneak him up. And he kind of wants his opponent to attack into him. So he's going to play a very sneaky style. Recalls half the mineral line, but he's just hoping that doesn't get scouted. He does have a shield battery. He's going Stalkers. No sentries, though. DTs come back in. Ooh, he's shuffling him. Gets a Ravager. Nice. Just pure micro. Doesn't lose any DTs. Kills a Ravager. That's Parting. Doing Parting things. Vanya, what is the plan? It's Roaches, followed by more Roaches, followed by more Roaches. Vanya's been ahead for a while, but is turning this only into an army advantage, not into an economy advantage. And you know what doesn't care about an army advantage? Disruptors. The Robo Bay is down for Parting. He's got this Observer, which keeps giving him vision, so he's going to have plenty of warning of when an attack starts moving out. He's got the secret base. And if Parting, when the attack gets to his side of the map, just quickly pulls up inside his ramp, you can't break that. I don't care how many more units you have and how average Stalkers are in terms of damage output. Even without a Disruptor out, breaking up that ramp is going to be near impossible. Now, there are no force fields, and Parting, remember, can barely contain his over-eagerness to be aggressive most of the time. Don't lose that Prism. If he lost another Prism, that would have been an absolute disaster. He's got to pull back up the ramp. There's no way he can be down here. He's got to get Disruptors as well, surely. Parting kind of wants to bait him into this a little bit more. Disruptor on the way. The first one starts up. Second Robo starts up. This is still a ton of units for Vanya. I may have spoken too soon about not being able to break up that ramp. Stalker's blinking back here. Shield battery overcharge goes down. Some Biles going down. Vanya's like, wait, you don't even have a third? And look at these probes long distance mining to sell the story. Oh, Parting. That third may be the big brain thing which keeps him alive, but no, his Immortals went down the ramp. Parting, what are you doing? The Disruptor comes out for the punish, but it doesn't get it. A single Roach. That is not a great Disruptor shot, and these trades are totally fine for Vanya. Vanya's going to click on that Disruptor. It goes down. Oh, Parting. You've got to pull back, mate. You've got to... losing the 2 Immortals and the Disruptor. Now, Vanya's still just massing basic bitch units. Those DTs did come in, but they didn't really kill anything. The Prism is heavily wounded. A 4th base is going to go down, but I think Parting, even though he lost some important units there, he's going double Robo Disruptor, and he has information that his opponent's just chilling on 3 base, right? His DT comes down here, and Parting's like, wait, are you serious? Oh, you're super all in. Like, don't get me wrong, my economy sucks, so it's not like I'm ahead economically, but I could be up against an 80 drone Zerg right now and be dead. Instead, you're a Zerg who doesn't really have that much going for him in terms of the economy, so a massive thing there. Massive thanks to Monosis for the 4-month resub. Turn those alerts off and give some proper shoutouts after this game. Roach Ling and the Overseer in the main. Ooh, Parting, you can't lose this. Parting's out of the map like this psychopath. Lings are going to come in once again looking for a cancel on the 3rd or a run by in the natural, but Vanya, oh, Disruptors! Catches 2 Disruptors, that could be huge. Gets a probe, gets the pylon. These Disruptors need to fire. Ooh, I think it'll be just in time. He does manage to keep the Zerglings off one of them. One of them's going to go down. So still a good trade here for Vanya, who's coming in with 1 billion Ravagers and Lings. The DT Prism is going to counterattack one more time. Plenty of units there to defend. Look at the Ravager count. I think Vanya, though, might get a bit inefficient thinking he's further ahead than he is. He still doesn't know about that corner base. Disruptor shot has to go around the gateway. Biles landing. Woo! Big Biles. Ooh, he might get a bit too wasteful here. Yeah, Vanya's got to be a bit careful. DT's come in, they almost get the 4th. Oh man, what's the follow-up? You got to go Mutas or something, right? I can't believe Parting's going to max out and win this game, guys. It's just that the Zerg composition is not evolving. He's adding Bane speed, but he doesn't have any melee upgrades. So it's not the sort of army you really want as the Zerg. And 2 Colossus are out. That's going to ravage Zerglings. Disruptor's a great versus Roach Baneling. Ooh, Vanya. I mean, he's still got a giant army, so Parting still should try to stay calm. He's still posturing. The problem for Vanya is he thinks he's up against a 2-base all-in, and he's just not. Parting's taking a 4th right now. It's actually an income advantage for Parting for quite a bit of this game. 48 roaches on the map. Oh, Disruptor in the open! A Disruptor and a Stalker go down. Parting can't afford that. His DTs come in. Sniper Queen do get out of there. And what is the production tab? A 3rd Colossus. I think Parting at this point has realized his Stalkers can take on the Roaches. Excuse me. I think a few Disruptors would still be game-changing. But I think he's basically saying, as long as I've got some Colossus to deal with the Ling Bane, even the Banelings will get roasted by the splash of the Colossus if I get 4 of them. And he's going to just add sentries to max out. So no Disruptors? Against that? I can't believe you would not build Disruptors. His Observer gets sniped there by a spray of Corrosive Biles. Vanya on just 56 workers, now adding melee, starting an Infestation Pit, wants to work towards Hive, realizes, this game may have gone longer than I realized, still not knowing about the corner base. This is going to be a frustrating loss if Vanya does end up letting this one slip away. Yeah, that's a giant army. I don't know, man. I think more Ravagers may be required, in fact. The problem is they're so supply intensive. Oh no, one section of his army gets blasted. He's coming around the corners. This is not a good engagement for Vanya. A lot of his army gets trapped out by force fields. Oh, this is an appallingly bad engagement for the Zerg. He goes to the big surround, and Parting engages it one section at a time, splits it with force fields. The army even got cut up by the terrain. And Vanya's like, what the fudge? Wasn't I way ahead this game? Cannot seem to understand exactly what's going on here. And I really do feel like this was the sort of game where just that corner base was such a genius decision after messing up the start. Parting knew he had to just flip a coin. He needed to roll the dice. He couldn't play solid. He needed to hope his opponent missed something, and he needed to do everything he could to maximize those chances, to sell the story. And he did such a brilliant job of it. And I think he's got enough here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Banes. Got to watch out. That's a big Roach Shark. But there's just so many Stalkers. And notice how the Stalkers spread back versus the Banelings, and then they blink on top. Those 3 Colossus still healthy. It's an absolute barbecue of the Zerg units. Damn! Oh, Vanya's got to be so annoyed about that one. Parting sold the story so damn well. I mentioned to Vanya, I'm like, oh, did you know about the corner base? He's like, yeah, that makes sense. I kind of realized at the end the army shouldn't have been that big. He's like, man, I don't expect a top level player to do this cheeky shit versus me. And they immediately queue the next game, guys. Good luck, good luck. Thank you very much for that sub before, mate. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Beta Brandon. And thank you, everybody, for being part of the community. If you guys are watching on YouTube right now, as we get into this next game, please do consider supporting the Patreon. There's a link down below the stream. People actually supporting that is what allows me to continue pumping out the content and keeping it going. You guys can tell we've been trying to put out more quality stuff. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please do click on the description below, give it a link, check it out. And we're going to be revamping the Patreon page in the near future, so stay tuned and I'll announce that. But for now, we've got to talk straight away right about this game, because down here, representing clan, leave! Vanya's going for a 12 pool. I think he's hoping that being a game up, Parting's not going to scout, but it seems like today, Parting is obsessed with going for a nice early pylon, 13 supply, and going right across the map to block the enemy's hatchery. Now, Vanya's going to send a drone down as if he was trying to go for a 16 hatch to sell the story. So Parting's like, nah, blocking your hatch. And this delays Parting going into the main and seeing that 12 pool. But as he loses hit points, he has to do it. He comes in, and let's watch Parting's response. Question, how do you respond to a 12 pool? Well, let's find out. Cancels the pylon, goes home, immediately brings another probe to the front. He's going to continue blocking the natural because he knows that drone's coming back in. We're on Parting's camera, by the way, guys. You can see exactly what he has selected here in the bottom right. Second gateway. He should be going a cyber core and a second pylon momentarily as well. The hatchery does get down, but that's okay. His probe's going to stay there just to check that there are indeed zerglings popping out. And he sees two of them chase after him, and he says, nope, if you don't turn any zerglings around, I'm going to go back in. So cyber core to complete the wall off, second pylon, keeps building probes here, and he's got one probe in the wall, the other probe is on the other side of the map. Now I wonder if he tries to sneak that back in for any more scouting. It looks like he's just bringing it home. He's chrono boosted one zealot, queuing another zealot, and we're going to see another chrono boost go into that in just a second. He doesn't quite have the energy yet. And you can see he wants to keep hit points alive on the gateway, but he doesn't want to get surrounded. Going back to everyone's camera. Ooh, those zerglings are trying to stop him retreating into the choke point. Nice micro by Parting, though. Ooh, the zerglings do trap him. That zealot's surrounded, but look at that. He goes into a nice other corner. And now these zerglings are actually trapped in with the zealots. With two zealots out, you can't fight that. And those zealots here are doing a great job. This was a commitment to, I believe, 12 zerglings, right? Yeah, 2 zerglings have died, so 12 zerglings is a lot. But not even killing one of the zealots, not killing any of the structures. And now there's 2 adepts on the way. He goes for a nexus. Remember, staying on 1 gas and even pausing probes at just about 20 workers. Only once the nexus is down, so it's 2 adepts, chronoed after 2 zealots. Ooh, nice surround from Vanya. Catches Parting off guard. But these 2 adepts are the real problem. Nice surround for Vanya, but no ling speed. Is going up to 3 queens. So the queens are going to have to defend the front. And there's going to need to be more zerglings climbing into the main to defend the shade. But already losing 1, 2 more of these behind this. Parting goes back to a normal pattern. It's nexus, then second gas, third pylon, because you're building these gateway units, is building a stalker at home to deal with the overlord. And he's just going to try and force a ton of zerglings out. You don't want to lose these adepts. So if you see plenty of zerglings, slow queens chasing after you, you don't want to overcommit, but he's forced the shade to chase. Ooh. Oh, Parting, watch out. Oh, an overcommitment there. I think he thought the zerglings were up in the main, but he's going to get out of trouble there. Oh, that was almost punished really hard, but he manages to escape. He's going to shade back for now and just kind of hang around. Stalker will get Vanya's overlord. That's a big mistake for Vanya. Oh, that sucks. He's going to get supply blocked. And remember, Zerg's only on 2 base with ling speed only just now starting. And these adepts are going to continue to take advantage of the fact they can one-shot zerglings and they can one-shot drones. Is threatening. Oh, he's going to let it finish. This area off creep, of course, a nice place. The queen can't pursue very easily and can continue to threaten 2 areas at once. That shade can get out, but knowing Parting, he's going to cancel it and focus the drones. Yeah, he always goes aggressive. Oh, doesn't quite focus fire the lings there, so one of these will fall. He's going to take out the zerglings, though, and a queen takes a long time to deal with adepts, so he's going to get maybe 1 more drone. Oh, notice how he moved right up on the drone to block it from building the spore crawler. You could see Vanya tried to build a spore, but by moving the adept right up to the drone, it didn't have space to build a spore. It got blocked and was able to finish it with the second shot. Parting comes across with another pair of adepts. Says, I've already done so much damage. Even though you have ling speed soon, I don't think you have many zerglings. I think you're going to be so busy droning. And I'm also sending an oracle, a second oracle. There's a Twilight Council behind this. These adepts already on their way in. Vanya is under the gun and really on struggle street right now. Already down 7 workers. Lings get us around, but even just 2 or 3 workers could be catastrophic. Bam, 4 workers go down here. And the oracle to follow it up. There's no spore Crawler, the queens, they're out on the edge of creep. Oh, this is a disaster. An absolute textbook PvZ. Defends the 12 pool, swings in with the counter pressure, even getting his zealots surrounded, which was definitely a mistake. 11 workers killed here, and at more than double the economy. Zerglings are going to try and bust the wall, but Parting's got 3 gateway units. Even with these adepts a bit outside. Oh, Parting, what are you doing? Oh no! Those adepts actually got wrapped around. Parting's in trouble right now. Warps in 3 adepts, but they're going to go down pretty quickly to these Zerglings. I mean, Vanya's so dead. Is this just feeding hope to a player who's already gone? I think it might be. The Oracle will clean that up. A great individual trade, but not enough to make up for all the damage. Vanya's third base has only just finished and is still down a solid 10 workers. Probe Micro plus Oracle equals goodbye Zerglings. They are on a timer and they're not able to find anything else. Vanya's going to try to drone back up and find the way back into this game. Starts the Roach Warren again there. I believe cancelled the earlier one to rebuild more workers. And Parting is just an absolute monster. Robo starts up here. So it's a Resonating Glaives follow-up for Parting. Even though opening up with multiple oracles. Is this 3? It's just... Wait. Was it only 1 oracle? Oh, one of the oracles did go down. Okay, fair enough. But 1 oracle, a ton of adepts. Glaives is only 20 seconds from finishing. And I mean, how do you defend this? You've got a pack of Zerglings building. Those are not going to cut it. You need Roaches. The Roach Warren's only just finished. 3 Roaches queuing up. And Parting is about to push this Zerg off the cliff. Vanya says, Scar, help me! And Parting says, wait, you think you're Mufasa? Get the fuck out of here. Comes in with the Glaive Adepts. Kicks him off the ledge. Stomps on his toes a bit. His fingers. Gets rid of the handhold. These queens come over, try to start the fight. 1 queen down. Cancels the shade. All the units were down there chasing that. 2 queens gone. Remember, there's an oracle in the main. That can go in. Zerglings are going to come in. They should actually have wrapped around the sentries. But of course, Vanya is a bit too busy at home. The Adept shade out for now. The oracle's still chilling. Adepts and sentries guard that third base. Zerglings can't find Diddly Jack. Or Diddly Squat, I guess is the terming. But Diddly Jack is what we're going to do. We're going to say that. That's a word. That's a term. It's a phrase. For those who don't know, Diddly Jack derived from when you do Diddle Jack. But, I don't know what we're talking about. We're just watching Parting fucking monster mode. I'm just like, oh, he's so dead. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna go for a desperate Ravager Zergling attack, but he's already got a Void Ray on the way. Actually, I guess there's not that many units, right? Cannons, batteries, Immortal, Sentry. So many cannons and batteries coming in. The Oracle is going to try to take out the Ravagers, but a nice Bile takes out the Oracle. Vanya's going to go for the third. Says, okay, Natural's a bit too strong. Couple of good force fields come down. Ooh, these batteries aren't quite ready here. These units come out of the wall. Got to keep that Void Ray alive. Immortal gets focused down. Vanya really making the most of just a handful of Roaches here. The Zerglings are almost all gone. There's more on the way, but it's looking for big damage. That Void Ray falls back. Battery overcharge would be real nice here for Parting. Just anything to buy a little bit more time. But Parting did not lose workers. Lost a lot of technical units, sentries, and Immortal. But at the end of that, 38 drones versus 54 workers for the Protoss. Blink is finishing. +1 is finishing. That's right. Into the Blink Stalker. And from there, Parting's going to control the rest of this game. The Void Ray already on the hunt. It's going to take out this Overlord. Is already just kind of shepherding the Ravager Zergling away. Woo! And, oh! Parting. Oh, wasn't paying attention. He's like, wait, what did I see up there? Oh, no. 1 Ravager goes down. A few more taking a lot of damage. It's a giant all-in, but Parting was very prepared for this. He's like, I know you're desperate. I know you've got to try and kill me now. And he finishes off Vanya. Textbook defense and amazing counter pressure there. GG, well played. Parting, the absolute monster. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. We'll see you guys in the next one.